Hello everyone, welcome to my class. Today's class we are going to discuss about principles of formulation and building blocks of hair care products. I am Dr. Zakir Hussain, Associate Professor, Department of Pharmaceutics, Scalar College of Pharmacy. So today we are going to discuss about the shampoo. Starting from the definition, shampoo is a hair care product, so typically in the form of a liquid viscous substance. It is used for cleaning hair. Less commonly, shampoos is available in bar form, not like the other type of soaps. It is available. It is not available in a bar form. So it is also available in sachets, and we might have observed the shampoos are available in very simple form. Shampoo is used by applying it to wet hairs. It is not applied in the dry form. It has to be applied only in a wet condition. Massaging the products into the scalp. So because the main intention of using the shampoo is to remove the dirt particles and waste material which is deposited on the scalp, it has to be removed, and it is not removed by normal water. Hence we have to use the shampoos for cleaning of the scalp and as well as the sebum present on the scalp, and then rinsing it out. Not only just using, we have to rinse it out. Some users may follow along with the shampoos, they are using the conditioner. Right. So its principal function is to clean the scalp such that it should become free from sebum. It should become free from the sebum and foreign substances. The main intention, or you can call main motto of the shampoos, are to clean the sebum as well as the foreign substances or foreign material which is deposited on the surface of the scalp by using the shampoo. So we can use the help of the conditioners also, but conditioners, not all they are using the conditioners regularly. What we are observing, the shampoos are regularly, and they are used for the removal of foreign material or waste substances present. Coming to the applications of the shampoo, if you see the applications, there are so many applications we can found for the use of shampoos. That is washer of dishes. This is the general, we can say, general application for shampoo. Then cleaner of makeup brushes, hair brushes we can use in the form of a shampoo. Defogger of mirrors, that is a common example, and substitute of shaving cream is an example for related to our field to subject. That is provider of manicure. Several manicures are available, but the basic principle lying behind the preparation of manicure is the shampoo, principle of shampoo. Next, cleaner of nails, one of the application for the shampoo, as well as fixer of zip is we can say one of the shampoos. Now some of the disadvantages. If you use the shampoo regularly, what happen? What are the disadvantages or drawbacks we can observe? The dry shampoos doesn't clean your hair. That is already in the slide number 1 or 2 we have discussed about this thing. The shampoos are not available in the form of a bar shape, and it has to be used only in the wet condition only. Similarly, the dry shampoos does not clean your hair. Hence the dry shampoos is not at all in use. So then what type of shampoos are used? The shampoos which are available in wet condition, that type of shampoos are only we can use, and also that type of shampoos only can give the better results. Next disadvantage, it can lead to hair breakage. Regular use of the shampoos, because as we have discussed in the earlier slide, that is made up of the synthetic detergents. So these synthetic detergents are not that much good for the health aspects. So at that time what happened, there is a chances of again some health issues are going to be observed if you are regularly using the shampoos which is made from the detergents, synthetic detergents. Herbal, it is okay, herbal shampoos we can prefer, but not all the targeted populations are not using the herbal shampoos. They are using the so many synthetic detergents containing shampoos also. Overuse can clog the hair follicles. So regularly if you are using the shampoo, it's well and good for hygiene purpose, but daily if we use, but some persons, they are feeling the blocking of the hair follicles. If the hair follicles are blocked, proper nutrients will not reach to the root hair. Thereby what happen, we cannot observe the growth. So thereby what happen, the root hair will become weak. Once the root hair becomes weak, what happen, it will its growth has been stopped. Its growth will be stopped. Then it causes damage of the hair. Infrequent hair washing can cause dandruff and scaly skin. Infrequent hair washing means not regularly they are using the shampoos, then that time what happened, there is a deposition of dandruff and scaly skin are going to be observed. This dandruff is going to be deposited on the scalp of the head. This is the reason why, because if we are not using proper shampoos, not using the wet shampoos, at the time these conditions are going to be observed. So it is one of the drawback. Next, the potential link to cancer. The potential link to cancer means what here? As we all know that we are using the synthetic detergents. When we are using synthetic detergents, if you are regularly using it, what happened, it will not if even though if you are washing the shampoo, some particles are going to be deposited. It may there leads to a chances of cancer in future. If you are using regularly the same type of shampoo or using different type of detergents, it can causes a cancer. Now coming to the general composition, what does it contain? Actually, what is the composition of the shampoo? If you see, the shampoo is generally made by combining a surfactant. So because without the surfactants, it is not possible to prepare the shampoos. Act as a solubilize, increase the solubility of the poorly soluble substances. For that purpose, we are using the surfactant here. Most often, the SLS, we can say sodium lauryl sulfate or sodium laurate sulfate with a co-surfactant, most often cocampidopropyl betaine in water to form a thick viscous liquid. So because we have to increase the viscosity of the substance, viscosity of the material. So to increase the viscosity of the material, one chemical we are using here, this is the general composition. So if we are using this type of ingredients, automatically the preparation will become viscous and somewhat it will become thick. So why it has to become thick? Because when we are applying the shampoo on the head, on the scalp region, it has to fall down. It should not be like a liquid. It should be have some viscosity so that it can remain stable, remain on the scalp region at least for a certain time. After then we can go for washing of the hairs. Other essential ingredients include such as salt, that is sodium chloride, which is used to adjust the viscosity. A preservative and fragrance are also be used. Fragrance for proper pleasant smell, we are using fragrance, and preservative not to damage the product, we are using the preservatives. Coming to the formulation to maximize the following qualities. So some formulations such as shampoo formulations are used. Some of the things we have to follow to maximize its quality, to improve the quality of the shampoo. We need to follow some conditions. Under that, first one, that is pleasing foam. So it has to produce uniform foam. Proper foam should be obtained from the shampoo. Ease of rinsing means after rinsing, after washing, the shampoo has to be washed out, removed from the hair. Then minimum skin and eye irritation. So if you use the shampoo for the kids or for the children's, there is a chances of skin irritation. Even the adults also, they should not feel any kind of skin irritation or eye irritation. So it has to minimize that effect. We have to reduce that effect, and we have to check the pH level of the product. We have to check the pH level of the eyes, and based on that only we have to prepare the eye products. So that is skincare product, that is shampoos. Then similarly, thick or creamy feeling. So if you maintain the proper thickness or viscosity of the shampoo, or you can maintain the proper creaming of the shampoo, most of the population will prefer that type of shampoo because it is producing pleasant foam, having good smell, having less irritation to the skin. That type of population, so the type of products only they will be preferred in the market. As I told, the pleasant fragrance. Once you open the sachet or the container, we should get a good appearance, good feeling should become. Then only the products is going to be sold in the market very extraordinarily. Then it should have low toxicity. Means the toxicity of the product should be always considered as though it should not be in the high toxicity. It should not be high toxicity, because when it causes high toxicity, there is a chances of again giving the drawback of that product, which is not acceptable and permittable. Coming to the good biodegradability, the drug should be degraded properly. Then slight acidity, so pH less than 7. Slight acidity, we have to maintain the acidity of the product, as how in the composition we have saw that they are using the sodium chloride and some other ingredients are there. By using that type of ingredients, we can maintain the acidity, or we can directly we can say we can maintain the pH of the substance of the product. So it should not cause damage to the hair. This is the main motto. And in the previous thing, the drawbacks we have to observe that if you are using regularly the shampoos, what happen, it may causes the there is a chances of causing the hair loss or hair damage, because it contains the synthetic ingredients, synthetic detergents. Even though it contains the synthetic detergents, we have to prepare in such a way that it should cause minimum damage to the hair, repair of damage already done to the hair. So when it follows all these parameters, when it follows all these criteria, conditions, then we can definitely we can minimize the performance, good performance of a product, so that it can crack the market which is available already in the form of a shampoo. Coming to the types, various types of shampoos. If you see here, there are different type of shampoos available in the market. If you go through one by one, we can discuss now. Dandruff shampoo. This is the normal shampoo. We can say anti-dandruff shampoos are available. Colored head shampoo. So white hairs, some other color hairs are there. If you want to go for coloring of the hair, at the time also we need a shampoo. Shampoos are available so that we can make our required hair color. Baby shampoo. As we told, the baby shampoo should be preferred only when having a pleasant fragrance and having a less irritation to the skin, less irritation to the eye, and it should be easily washable from the hair. That type of shampoos can be prepared in the form of a baby shampoo. Sulfate free shampoo, then solid shampoos, jelly and gel shampoos, paste and cream shampoo, antibacterial shampoos. Coming to the next slide. Now first one we are discussing about the dandruff, that is anti-dandruff shampoo. It is a cosmetic companies, those who are preparing the anti-dandruff shampoos specifically for those who have dandruff. This type of shampoos are prepared only for the patient, those who are having the problem of dandruff, having much irritation problem or much fungal infections patients are there. That type of patients only they are preferring the anti-dandruff shampoos. What does it contain? It contains a fungicide such as ketoconazole, antifungal agent, zinc pyrithione and selenium disulfide, which reduce loose dander by killing fungi like Malassezia furfur. Coal tar and salicylate derivatives are often used as well, because these all are having the antifungal property. Hence, it is helpful for the manufacturer to prepare the antifungal shampoos. Alternative to medicated shampoos are available for people who wish to avoid synthetic fungicide. So as I told in the earlier slides, because it contains the synthetic detergents, this synthetic detergent is not that much useful for the individual, as it shows the drawback, as it shows the side effects will be more. To avoid this thing, then there is a chance, then the customer can shift to, he can change his idea, he can move towards the herbal fungicides, herbal shampoos, which also useful in rectifying the fungal infections. That is, antifungal shampoos are available, anti-dandruff shampoos are available in the form of the herbal formulation. Such shampoos are often used to use tea tree oil, essential oils or herbal extracts are there, where it contains purely of herbs are used in the manufacturing of the shampoo. So the anti-dandruff shampoo example I have given here, the Himalaya. So the well-known product and well-established product in the market. When we ask any customer about the herbal formulation, without any doubt they will say that it is a Himalaya, Dabur, like that. Dabur anyhow they are not preparing, but Himalaya products are available, which is act as a anti-dandruff shampoo, purely made up of herbs. Next, colored hair shampoo. The many companies have also developed color protection shampoos which is suitable for colored hair. Some of these shampoos contain gentle cleanser according to their manufacturer. Next slide. So some of the examples for colored hair shampoo, that is Kerastase, Redken, L'Oreal, so the John Frieda, then Trisem. So in this you might have observed in the ads, so many TV channels, they are widely they are publishing the L'Oreal, the sulfate free color care system, like that. This is the shampoos which are used for color, to making color of the hair. Next, baby shampoos. This is mainly targeted for the small children as well as infant, so that it is less irritant, as I told, and less prone to stinging or burning sensation, and less irritation also. If it were to get into the eyes, example Johnson and Johnson baby shampoo advertises under the premise of no more tears. This is the Johnson and Johnson tagline, that is no more tears, is the caption. Under this caption only they are going to, they are well published and they are well famous for the baby shampoos, that is Johnson and Johnson company. This is accomplished by one or more of the following formulation strategies. They maintain the dilution in case of the product comes in contact with eyes after running off the top of the head with minimum further dilution, adjusting pH to the that of non-stress tears, means the normal tears when the infants if by fortunately or unfortunately if the shampoo has entered into the tears of the child or infant, then it will become dilute to that eye fluid, lacrimal fluid. It will mix up with the lacrimal fluid. Hence, the neonates or the infants or the children will not feel that much harm when compared to other shampoos. Example for baby shampoo, Johnson and Johnson baby shampoo, and powders are also available there. Now, so approximately they are maintaining the pH 7, which is neutral pH, we can say, which may be higher pH than that of the shampoos, which are pH adjusted for skin and hair effects, and lower than that of the shampoos made of soap. It is less than that. Use of surfactants which alone or in combination, which is called less. By using this surfactant, what happen? One thing, we can increase the solubility of the drug substances. Second one, we can increase the viscosity of the substance by using some surfactants, and also it helpful in causing less irritation than the other shampoos. Example, sodium lauroacetate, sodium lauroacetate. These ingredients we are using here in the form of a surfactant, and again the use of non-ionic surfactants of the form of polyethoxylated synthetic glycolipids and polyethoxylated synthetic monoglyceride. These two ingredients are there, which is a non-ionic and ionic surfactants, which counteracts the eye sighting of other surfactants without producing the anesthetizing effect, which is not causing any anesthetic effect. By using these two ingredients, it will produce the viscosity, thickness of the product, as well as maintaining the pH of the substance, as well as causing less irritation of the product of alkyl polyethoxylate or alkyl phenol polyethoxylate. These ingredients can be used in the manufacturing of the shampoo, especially for the baby shampoo. Sulfate-free shampoos. Now let us see what is this one. The sulfate-free shampoos are composed of natural ingredients. The first line we have to underline here. Make it a bold that it is a containing a natural ingredient and free from both the sodium lauryl sulfate as well as sodium laureth sulfate. Sulfate-free, as the name itself indicating, it does not contain sulfate component. The purpose of this sulfate is to create a leathering effect to remove oil and dirt from your hair. The main purpose of these sulfates, why we are using, because to remove the effect oil surface as well as dirt from the hair. If your shampoo easily makes a leather in the shower, there's a good chances it contains sulfate. Sulfate free shampoo make little or no leather. Next one, this is the examples market available products containing sulfate free shampoos, Kerastase and OUAI. Then L'Oreal, it is there available. Then hairdresser shampoos are also, and then Biogeo shampoos are available. Next, solid shampoos. The solid shampoos or the shampoo bars used as their surfactants, soaps or other surfactants formulated as solids. They have the advantage of being spill proof, means they will not they will make the line clear in the scalp region. When the shampoos are applied, it will not directly go for spilling, it will deposit at least for some time. They are easy to apply, very easy. One may simply rub the bar over wet hair. We have to just rub the bar over wet hair and work the soaped hair into a lower lather. So the benefit what we have observed here, the solid shampoos, these solid shampoos are available as the normal soaps, but they are not spilling, they are not directly falling like other shampoos. These other shampoos should be liquid, which is available in the liquid form. They are applied on the scalp region, but it will fall at low concept, at low level also. At least they will fall. If you keep it for some time, it will not remain stable there. So at that time, what we can prefer the solid shampoos where it is a spill proof. We can have to make a bold here, make a point here, that is spill proof. It will not spill. It will not spill from area to other area. At least it will remain stable there for some time. So here are the examples we can see now. The herbal formulations, that is the shampoo of in the form of available in the form of a soap. This is not actually the soap, but they are the shampoos available in the solid form. Jelly and gel shampoo, another type of shampoo we are going to discuss now. That is, it is a stiff, non-pourable, clear gels. Non-pourable means it cannot able to pour from one container to another container or one form to another form. It is having very gel substances. Gel viscosity will be there. Viscosity is more to be squeezed from a tube. It is just like our small gels we are using for hair gels, like that. In the form of jelly or gel shampoos are also available, where once popular form of shampoo and can be produced by increasing a shampoo's viscosity. This type of shampoos cannot be spilled, but unlike a solid, it can still be lost down the drain by sliding off wet skin or dry. So only drawback, the drawback for this type of shampoos, even though they are jelly or gel form, if it is sliding the hair or head bend side, then there is a chances of again falling down of the shampoos on either side from the hair. This is the examples we can see on the slide. Gel shampoos, jelly shampoo as well as gel shampoo. This jelly shampoo on the right hand side of the slide, we can see it is similar to the just appearance of the shampoo is looking like a solid shampoo, but it is not a solid shampoo, it is a jelly form shampoo. Coming to the gel on the right hand, on the left hand side of the slide, that is Smart Saheli. So Smart Saheli, one product is there, so we can see this product here. Then Lizoral and tea gel, then tea tree, one name, this gel shampoos are available in the market. Paste and cream shampoo, next type of shampoo. Shampoos in the form of paste and creams were formerly marketed in jars or tubes. Now it is now these paste and creams are very less they are used, because it is replaced, the market has been replaced with the gels as well as creams, jellies and gels, because it has having more benefits and more patients are recommended when compared to the paste and cream. The content were wet but not completely dissolved. They would apply faster than solids and dissolves quickly. One of the advantage of the paste and cream shampoos is they will apply faster than solids and dissolves very rapidly. The example we can see, cream shampoo of hair being dyeing damage. So restoring shampoo, perm repair, high nutrition, hydrated and healthy, fixed hair color. So these are the advantages of this cream. Shampoo paste we can see here. These are the shampoo paste on the next slide we are observing. Just we have to apply this paste on the hair scalp. These shampoos are medicated, even though they are medicated or not medicated, but for the cleaning purpose we can use this type of shampoos, and for silky and proper hair growth also we can use this type of shampoos. With kaolin white antibacterial shampoo, as the name itself indicating, these shampoos are used for preventing bacterial infection or fungal infection, often used in veterinary medicines for various conditions as well as in human before some surgical procedures, for brain surgery or something like that. At that time, the doctor suggests the patients to take a bath, to take a head shave. After taking head shave, they have to clean with the antibacterial shampoos. This is the example, anti-B, that is antibacterial shampoo. Healthy hair, for the healthy hair we are using this shampoo. So end of the discussion. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video, get the knowledge updated. Please like, share and subscribe for more updated videos. Thanks and all.